Alright, so this is the modular instrument application, and in this video I will show the functionality of it. So we can add an instrument to the application, and to each instrument we can add resonator modules. So for example, we can add a stiff string with a fundamental frequency of 110 Hertz, for example, and a radius of 0.5 millimeters. We can add the module and listen to how that sounds. So right now I'm using a plucking excitation module with which we can pluck the string. We can increase the width of the pluck or decrease it with the scroll wheel. Yeah, there's more excitations. We can also use a hammer. If we have the hammer far away from the string, it will be very loud. If it's very close to the string, it will be soft. You can also bow the string. And as you can hear, also from the pluck, it depends on where you excite the string, or the sound depends on that. I can, with the scroll wheel, I can bow up or down. Like that. If I just turn off the excitation for now. We can also see the outputs, so where we listen to the string. So now there's two stereo outputs. I can remove those with the right mouse button, and if I now excite it again, you don't hear anything. If I then add, for example, a left output here and a right output here, and excite it with a pluck, for example, you can hear a more stereo sound effect. All right. So we can, of course, add resonator modules. We can, for example, add a thin plate. And this sounds as follows. And then we can connect these two modules. So we can say, okay, I'm gonna add a rigid connection between the two here and also here. And if I now excite the string, this will be connected to the plate. So you will probably now only be able to hear the string, but we can edit the in and outputs, remove those from the string, so we can only hear the plate. You can hear that the string sound goes through to the plate. If we edit the connections, we can also put them to be nonlinear strings. Yeah, and then maybe move them more to the middle here. And if I then, for example, hammer these guys, you can probably hear better if I add some outputs to the string. You can hear some pitch gliding effects due to the nonlinear springs. Anyway, these are just some arbitrary instruments that you can create with this, but you can also make instruments based on real-life physical ones, for example, a guitar. So here we have a 6 strings, all connected with linear springs to a bar, which you can also select from the resonator, the Add Resonator module window. And this bar is then connected to a plate, which is tuned to be sounding like a wooden body. And these strings are tuned like a guitar, so we can actually pluck these guys. And they're tuned like a guitar. And the only place where we're listening to now is the body. So all of the sound you hear is from the strings through the connections to the body. We can, of course, also bow the strings. So yeah, that's the guitar. And then there's one last preset which I would like to show, which is the harp. And if we pluck the harp, exciting this, is very nice, I think. But this is also a nice way to show this groups functionality. So we can add groups that are then excited at the same time. So for example, these three I would like to have excited at the same time. Adding another group, I would like these three strings to be excited at the same time. All right, so now I can play chords. So I can, for example, choose the hammer here and say C chord, a D minor chord. So yeah, these are the possibilities of, or some of the possibilities of this application.